everyone, welcome to the Tech Ninja channel. So we'll be discussing today regarding how to install the Linux operating system RHEL 8.0 version. Okay. So before we move on the installation process or installation step, so let's discuss regarding the requirement. What are the basic minimum requirement we should have? Okay. So first, of course, we require RHEL 8.0 ISO image file. Okay, so that we can install on a machine. Next, regarding the processor, you can have any processor. Okay, it can be i3, i5, i7, i9, or it can be AMD processor. Okay, it can be any brand or any company processor, but at least it should have 1.0 and above clock speed, means speed of the processor. Okay, and the RAM size. So we have two categories under the RAM size. The RAM size, you can go 1 GB for CLI, and you can go 2 GB for GUI. So if you want CLI, 1 GB is more than enough to install Linux operating system. If you want to work with the graphical user interface GUI, okay, 2 GB is more than enough to install the Linux GUI operating system. And hard disk size, just to install the operating system, at least we should have 20 GB of free space available in our hard disk. If you have more than that, it's well and good, but at least minimum we should have at least 20 GB. Okay. Now let's move ahead and go for the installation. Now I have written down the installation step. Okay, you can just refer this one in case if you have any doubts here. Okay, the first step will be UI and keyboard language selection option. So let me just go and create one virtual machine. Okay, let me go with the advanced setting, and I will say install operating system later. Let me install the Linux, and you can drop down and select which versions of Linux you are going to install it. So let me go with the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 864-bit. Next, the name of the virtual machine. Let me keep the name as a Tech Ninja. Next, so as I said, you can be any processor. Okay, one processor, one core inside a processor is more than enough for the Linux to be executed. Okay, next, RAM size. Okay, now in case of virtual machine, so you can specify minimum is to be 512 MB and maximum depends on how much RAM size you have in the physical. But let me just go with the according to the base machine configuration step. So at least we require 2 GB for GUI. So I'm giving 2 GB, 2048, 2 GB. Network adapter, you can select any one network adapter. So let me just go with the net adapter. Next, let me go with the recommended option. Let me connect with the SCSI hard disk type. So let me create a hard disk for my virtual machine. So let me go with the 50 GB stored in a single file. So this is going to be the name of my virtual machine hard disk. Let it be. So this is the installation summary. Okay, I'm satisfied with the summary. So let me click on finish. So now my virtual machine is created. Okay, so I will click on CD DVD. Okay, and let me use the ISO image file, browse and select the ISO image file. Okay, attach it to your virtual machine. Click OK. Then power on and run the virtual machine. Okay, so let's power on. So here normally we'll get three types of setting. Okay, one is the installation setup, testing and media in installing. Okay, troubleshooting. So you can go with any of the option, first option or the second option. So let me go with the first option. So now it's booting the ISO image setup file. So let's wait for a few seconds to now the page has been loaded. Okay, so this side is UI language, user interface language, and this side we're getting the keyboard language selection option. So UI language, let it be English. In case if I select any another language, Okay, I will not be able to understand, read the instruction. Okay, so let me just go with the English. Let me go decide with the English India keyboard language structure. Click on continue. Okay, so now we are under the installation summary phase. So see, the first installation step is done. Okay, UI language and keyboard language selection. So second step is under the installation summary. So we can configure date and time. We can configure software selection. Software selection means whether you want GUI or CLI or virtual machine server. Okay, like that we have certain things. Okay, but let's focus on only on GUI. So we are going to select server with GUI under the software selection. And regarding the partition, we'll be getting two options. Okay, so first let's go and select the server with GUI. Before that, let's do date and time setup. Click on the date and time. So which continent you are, just click on that particular continent. Okay, or where you are. Okay, so I'm in India. So let me just go with India. So as soon as I click here, it's the region is Asia and the city is Kolkata. Date and time is being specified here. So I want to go with the AM PM format. Okay, if you want to change the date and time, you can increase, decrease. Okay, you can play with this one. If you want to set the exact time, regarding the date here, you can modify the date if you want. So let me just go with the default setting here. Done. And software selection. Okay, just click on the software selection. Let me make sure you select the server with GUI if you want the graphical user interface. Okay, click done. And after the software selection, okay, after the software selection, we have a partition. So under the partition, we have two types of partition style here. So partition type you can configure. So you can go with the manual partition step. If you go with the manual partition step, okay, these are the directories you need to specify. If you go with the automatic partition configuration, everything will be configured automatically. So let me not go with the automatic. Let me go with the manual so that you will understand something from this video. So click on the installation destination. Just click on here, and you will see how much size of hard disk is connected. I have connected 50 GB of hard disk here. So click on custom. Okay. So custom means manual. Automatic means automatically will be configured. So let me go with the custom. Hit done. So I'll be leading now. I'm in the partitioning zone now. Okay. So here you will get a different types of storage manager here. Okay. By default, LVM is the storage manager what we have in the Linux. Okay. Logical volume manager. So one by one, say as I specified here, okay, slash boot slash home and swap. Now let me do the partition from the swap. Okay, why? Because some here the swap memory should always be the twice the size of the RAM. Okay, so it has some rules here. So let me go with the swap memory configuration first. So it says twice the size of the RAM. So let me go, click on plus button, drop down button. Okay, hit on drop down button and select the swap. Specify. Now I have connected 2 GB RAM. So let me specify 4 GB here. So 4 GB. Click on add mount. Now swap memory is configured with the 4 GB. Now plus. So next I will go with the home slash home. So here slash home will store. Okay, slash home will store all the user account profile information. Okay, so let me see. Let me give 5 GB here. Okay, see under the home user profile we have desktop, document, okay, apps, contact, okay, music, picture, or like that we have certain informations are available. So I require some amount of storage here. But specifying large size also is a meaningless here. So go according to your requirement. Okay, so my requirement, let me just specify only 5 GB here. So 5 GB at the mount point. So slash home is configured. So now next is what? Next I need to do slash boot. So I'm starting from the bottom. Okay, so I find it easy to do it in this way. Okay, slash boot. So So slash boot, what it stored? It stored the boot configuration file, nothing but regarding the grub bootloader of the Linux machine. So the grub bootloader is always less than the 2 GB and always greater than the 1 GB. So if I specify 2 GB size for my grub bootloader, it's more than enough for me to hold the bootloader configuration file. So specifying here large size also is meaningless, it's useless here. So I can use it for some other purpose. So let me plus, let's add that slash boot where is going to store the boot configuration file. So let me specify here 2 GB. So let's add the mount point. Okay, plus. So last is the slash here. Now slash is just like a C drive. Okay, the C drive what we have in the Windows operating system, the place where we install the operating system. So now the more size I get under the slash, okay, the more smoothness of the operating system will be functioning. Okay, so now all the remaining size out of 50 GB, all the remaining size I will put it under the slash here. So let me put how many remaining space is available here. So it is 38.99 GB. Okay, out of 50 GB. So let me put all the remaining space is 38.99. Okay, and let's specify the unit GB at the mount point. Now this is what we call as a manual partition. Okay, we are doing the basic partition just to install the Linux operating system and ready to use it. Okay, so after doing the manual partition step, click on done. So it says unknown format. Okay, so let it be because I'm connecting to my Linux machine for the first time. So it is going to configure according to the Linux file system. So let the system is going to perform it. Just accept the changes. Now I'm ready to begin the installation. So click on the begin installation. So now installation process is starting now. So during this process, you need to configure the root user password as well as you need to create a user account. So as I have mentioned here, during the installation process, so what you need to do is you need to configure root user password, means administrator user password. Okay, so in terms of Windows. So and we need to create at least one user account who is going to use this Linux machine. So let's do that. So let me configure the root user password. Okay, so let me type the password. So you can enter weak password, you can enter strong password. In case if you enter the weak password, just click 2 times done button. If you enter strong password, now it says strong. Okay, if you enter strong password, just you can click only 1 time. But weak password, make sure you click 2 times. Okay, so and create at least one user who is going to use the machine. So let's create it. Let me create this David. Okay, let's configure the password for this user account. Okay, then once you're done, click on done. Now let's wait for at least 15 to 20 minutes because the usually Linux installation process, the time consumption is 15 to 20 minute duration. Okay, let's wait for 15 to 20 minutes. Then this is completed. Okay. Now according to the steps I said first, okay, we have gone through all the steps and now coming to reboot section. So once the installation process is completed, okay, you need to just click on the button, reboot your Linux machine once, and after that you need to accept the license agreement term and you are good to go, use the Linux machine. Okay, so let's reboot our machine once. Now it will be loading the license agreement term page. Okay, so there is going to be the last step. Okay, that is going to be the last step, accept license. Okay, you need to accept the license and you are good to go. You can start using your Linux machine. Okay, you can just follow this installation step. Okay, if you are a beginner, if you are getting confused how to install it, okay, you can follow this step, basic steps. Okay, it will be, you can install it easily. So now the license agreement term is loaded now. So just click on the licensing. Okay, just click on here and accept the license. Click on done. Then click on Finish Configuration. So now Linux operating system will be loaded on my virtual machine. Now, as you can see here, the Linux virtual machine is loaded. So just click on the user which you created at the times of installation. Type the password that you configured at the times of installation. So now my Linux machine is fully ready to use. Okay. So since I log in for the first time, okay, it will be asking me the UI language setup page will be displayed now. So you can see here regarding the UI language page here, okay, I have already configured in the times of installation. So you can just skip this process. Click on next. Regarding the keyboard, next, we have already done. Okay, regarding the location, so regarding privacy, okay, if you want, you can share your location, but myself, I don't want to share my location, so let me just turn off. Next. Regarding online account, so I don't have any online account currently. Okay, so if you want, you can just click on the Google's or Google account or Nextcloud account or Microsoft account or Facebook account. You can just register with them. Okay, just so right now, and just skip this process. Now let's start using Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So now you are good to go. Okay, now your Linux machine is fully ready. So this is the process how you can install the Linux.